Well, welcome. Thank you for coming to my speech. My name is Manuel Quindimil, and I'm here to talk to you about the new functionality that comes with Grails 3.1 and the JSON views. Well, firstly, I would like to introduce myself. I am a software developer. I have been working with Grails from 8 years ago, and nowadays I'm working at Salenda, a software developer also, and I'm also a Scrum Master certified. But I hope you know what are the JSON views. JSON views is a new way to create JSONs in the Grails, and it came, as I said before, with Grails 3.1. And this way allows you to create the JSON views without markers. For me, I think it's a cleaner way to do it. But in this speech, I don't want to show you sliders in the sliders. I just want to do some live coding. It's very easy to use the JSON views. So we are going to say with the IntelliJ and with a project how to implement the JSON views. Only a few things, okay? So let's go. Well, the first thing that I did it before, okay? But the first thing we should do is create a great application. Some name, okay? But this application will have the profile, the new profile of REST API. Sorry. If we use this profile, I'm not going to create the project because I have the project for starting with, because if not, I should again import the project into the IntelliJ. I will take many time. But with the profile, you will get the dependencies for using the JSON views. If you are not using this profile and you are creating an application with the web profile, the classic web profile, you have to import those dependencies. So here, in my IntelliJ, I have a project with the REST API profile. As you can see here into the dependency of Gradle, we got the views Gradle dependency, and also here in the Grails dependencies, we have the views JSON package, okay? So this is necessary to use JSON views in your project if you are not creating a project with the REST API profile. Well, for starting with this little live coding, I have created some domains, basic domains, the library, which has many books, and a book, which belongs to a library. And I have created into the Bootstrap a sample data, okay? I have a library with 2 books, a Batman from the US, and Mortadelo y Filemón from Spain. And, well, I have to run the application. And the first thing that I'm going to do is create a basic JSON view. So I come back to the IntelliJ, and I will create the JSON view. The functionality of the JSON views is very similar or almost the same that when we are using GSPs. Okay? And sorry, I was trying to do some Spanglish or something like that. We have to put the JSON views into the same folder that we have the controller. Here, I forgot to say you that I have a new controller for the library, okay? And I have the folder for the library here. So into the library, I'm going to create a JSON view for the index. And I can create the most simple way. Sorry. So if I call to the library index, I will get the message in a simple way. Now I'm going to implement the show action from into the library controller. For that, I will return a library by its ID. And I want just to show that library. And I should implement the model. The model is what the JSON view is receiving. So now just call to the controller, show one. Oh, fuck. Ah, sorry. Thank you. No, I'm calling to the show. I hear the show. I create. I did it into the index. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, sorry. I get the same. The class, normally you need the class, but sometimes if you're using maybe, so I can see it, okay. But I think it's not the problem that. Let me check. It's not resolving the show JSON. Let me start the application. Take a little bit time. Okay, go. Okay, something happens when you create a new JSON view. It doesn't, the compiler doesn't find it, and you have to restart the application. Okay, well, here we are just rendering an entity. Library. So we are getting the same approach when we are using the tag resources and into the domain. If you have used that interface from Grails that could respond you with the JSON response about an entity, this is almost the same. But it's very ugly, this, so I just want the name of the library. So what I should do? Here into the JSON, I will say what we want into the JSON. So I could say name, and I want the library name. And I get only the name, okay? But now the library has many books, and I want to show or to return the books that my library has. So here, I will get the block for books, and I could render a new template. Well, firstly, I prefer to show you one way to do it with TMPL. And with TMPL, you can call TMPL book, and you send the library books. TMPL with that book will find the template called book. So I have to create a template inside here called book JSON. And note, as GSPs, we have to use the underscore before the name of the template. It's the same. Okay? And here inside book, I will have a model as well of the class book. And into the JSON, I want to show the title of the book. I'm going to show you that you don't need to use the import. It's only for the idea. Okay. Now the template is being rendered for each element of the collection. If you send an iterable object, the template will be run for each item of that iterable object. So, but it's very ugly to have a template called book into the library folder, right? So I'm going to move that template to the new template, to a new folder here called book. I'm going to move this template here. Nice. Well, I don't need this. Well, into the show, I could say, okay, books, G render. We have the object G. It's not the same object that into the controllers. And here I have the method render, and I could say the template that I wanted to use into the folder book and the template book with the collection library books. And the name of the variable should be the same name that the model has into the book template. Is book. If I do this, call again, and I have the same functionality. Well, also we could filter these books. I only books from Spain. So here I could do this as always, as the same in the GSPs. I only got the book from Spain. Well, also we could create a JSON with the HAL properties. Sorry. With HAL.links, for example, for the library, maybe for a browsable JSON API. REST API, and you get all the data you need for maybe this instance of the library. Other thing useful is when you have a project or an application with Grails and you're using the web profile, maybe you could have a JSON.json, a show.json file, and maybe you have also a show.gsp. How can we manage this situation when we are sending the models through the action? And how can I say to the application that I want the JSON or I want the GSP? It's very simple. The only thing that we should do is here we should use respond. And if the request has into its header the application just JSON, automatically we will receive the response in the JSON format, and if not, we will receive the GSP as always. We also have, what time is it? Sorry. Minute. Okay. So we also have some links that we can use into the JSONs. For example, we have message, okay? We could render international message. We could create links. The same approach. We could say g.links with the action, whatever, and many other objects that you can use. Well, the finality or the reason of this speech is make you how to use in a simple way the JSON views to start using your projects. Of course, I don't have many time to continue saying you more things, but I think that with this little information, you could start to using JSON views instead of GSP when you are creating a REST API application, for example, into a microservice. Well, that's all. I don't know if you have any questions. It was very easy then. Well, so thank you for coming. See, yeah?
Is there a way to, like in Marshallers, like I would like to return the books collection, and so is there a way to render the book collection inside a library, and in a way that you could do as you do with Marshallers, like automatically I don't need to define what is the JSON for that books, or not to pass the template, but to have it defined without a template. I mean, right now you need to specify that.
Yeah.
Render the template actively.
Inside the same template that you're saying?
The same template.
Yes,
like
you could do it. Also, for each property, you create a closure, and into that closure, you could, you could use each, I think. I haven't done, but I think it is possible.
All right.
I mean, I think it's possible to iterate the book collection into the closure. Because you have properties like find all and all that stuff, but
so he created a book / book.json template, and Grails will, by convention, every time it finds a book, whether it be in a collection or anywhere, it'll render that template. All right, so by defining the book template, it'll render any instance of book using that template by convention.
So it's like defining an object Marshall for book.
That's right.
Just jumping onto that, if you wanted to have different templates for book, depending on whether it's a book within a library or a book that a user is borrowing, could you have that 2 different types of book JSON mappings?
no idea, really, to be honest. You know that? Come here and do it.
So you can have 2 different views, 2 different templates, and using the render method, or you can say...
Yeah, maybe you can call to certain template and only get that books from the collection, right?
Yeah, so...
That's I did with the Spanish books, maybe, and you can call to another template.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the application of the render method. Otherwise, you would stick with the
I mean,
Yeah.
here, I could have a template for the Spanish books, and I could call another template for European books. So you are having 2 templates for each country. Yes, all the elements of the collection for that template. If you is what you are meaning or not. Yeah.
You can specify a template rather than just have one for...
No, you can have many templates for not. More questions? Well, thank you for coming.